Hey everybody, I am going to be making a quick video about the difference between a silicone reborn doll and a vinyl reborn doll. So some people had some questions about the difference between them, and I have both of them. This is a silicone doll and this is one made out of vinyl. The price range is the first thing that's going to be way different. So this doll right now I'm selling for $3,000. That's in United States dollars. So that's $3,000 because she is full body and she has rooted hair. She has like real hair, you know. This one has real hair too, rooted all over her hair, all over her head. But this one would sell for around $400. It depends how experienced the artist is and how realistic it is. This doll I made quite a few years ago, and so it's not as realistic as the ones I make now. So that's why it's around that's why it's around $400, because it'd be like around $400 here or there. But for ones with fully rooted hair, they usually sell for around $700, depending on the eyes open or closed or sleeping or how big, and if rooted hair or combi hair, stuff like that. But yeah, so that is the price range. So I'll start with the silicone doll. The silicone dolls are full silicone, like you put in your window frame. So it's like that squishy stuff. So it is very, very, very squishy. As you can see, you can bend her arm. It wiggles and jiggles. If I jiggle her foot, it's going to be very floppy and jiggly. And she's going to be very squishy, so you can squish her. Just like her fingers are separated so they can move backwards, and they're just very squishy and floppy, so you can squish them like this. So yes, very squishy. She does have a full body, so she has nipples, and she's a girl, and so she has girl parts. She has full legs. Let me try to take this off with one hand. So this is her belly, her little belly button, and then she does have a vagina, but I'm not going to show that to you because YouTube has rules against that. She can put a pacifier in her mouth. As you can see, it goes in pretty deep, so she can fit a full pacifier in there. Some silicones, their lips are shut, and so you can't put a pacifier in their mouth, but she does have an open mouth, so you can put a pacifier in there. But as you can see, just with her nose, it is squishy. Her whole face is squishy, and her ears and stuff. So some people like this kind of doll, a silicone doll, because it looks more realistic. It doesn't feel necessarily more realistic because it is really, really floppy. And silicone is very heavy, so she's about 8-9 pounds, which is really heavy when it's just like a dead weight. Real babies support their neck and support their body and their limbs, and so real babies at 8 pounds feel way lighter than when you are holding dolls. They feel way heavier. So she feels about like 10-12 pounds when you hold her. So your arms will get very tired after holding her for probably 5 minutes. So I don't think that is realistic. Some silicones, they have cloth bodies, just like this. This is a cloth body. Some silicones have cloth bodies, and then their head, arms, and legs are silicone. That's called a partial silicone. So that, I would say, I've had a partial silicone before, and he was actually pretty realistic. I liked how he felt, and it was just a better price, and I thought it was more realistic feeling in my arms. So when you try to cuddle her, since her body is full, like just solid silicone, like you can curl her legs up, but her body doesn't really bend that much. So you can't really curl her up in your arms like and snuggle her that much. She's mostly for like dressing up in cute outfits, or I'm gonna move her head, dressing her up in cute outfits and having like making videos with her, or like, yeah, more of like a show doll to like have on your shelf. So that is my how I feel about silicone dolls, and that's what they feel and look like. Some people do love them and they don't get tired after holding them for a super long time, but as a collector, personally, I think, especially starting out, like when you're just starting out with reborn dolls, definitely getting a vinyl doll and starting from there. And then if you want silicone, probably getting a partial doll, and then getting a full body silicone. If you can afford a full body silicone right away, I would say go ahead and buy her and then see what you think, or buy him or her. Some people do really love them. Some people are like, and some people don't like them at all. So yeah, it's kind of an opinion-based thing, but for me, I just love cuddling my dolls so much, and she's not very cuddly, but she does on the camera, or like when you display her, she does look realistic. So that is what a silicone doll looks like and wiggles like and stuff like that. And so like you can just move her leg just like that. And this doesn't hurt her. She's a silicone piece of silicone, so this is not hurting her vinyl. If you pull on her leg like this and you keep pulling, that will potentially rip her leg off, so you have to still be like really gentle, but if you just bend it, it's fine. But if you like pull on her fingers, you can pull her fingers out. Oh yeah, and also another thing with silicone is that their hair isn't glued in, so if you grabbed her hair and you pull it, you'd pull their hair right out. And so you have to be very, very, very gentle with their hair, and just overall their silicone, because their paint isn't sealed on really great. And so if you handle them a lot, then they will become shiny and just have natural wear and tear on them. The second one we have is the vinyl reborn dolls. So these are vinyl, which means it's like a softer plastic. And the reason it's like softer is if you compare it to a doll that you buy at Walmart. If you buy a doll at Walmart and you like squish their head, it's like hard. Like you can't squish their head in because it's like a solid just piece of plastic, just like a piece of Tupperware. Vinyl is more squishy, so if you can see that, it's more soft than a hard piece of plastic. It feels a little bit more realistic. It's not like super realistic where it's going to feel like skin, because neither silicone or vinyl is going to feel realistic. But as you can see the fingers, you can bend the fingers. And her fingers are separated. Sometimes they're all stuck together, so then it would be a bigger piece of plastic, so it would be harder to move it if they were all stuck together. But because her fingers are separated, they can move pretty easily. So it's not like a hard piece of plastic that's not going to move at all, or is going to like stab you. Like, it is considered a soft plastic. So these are her other hand, and her toes are separated, so you can move them a little bit. Like, it is still a piece of plastic, so it's not like you're gonna be able to move it a lot. So now I'll push on the foot, so you can see how it does move a little bit. It is soft, but it's not going to be it's still gonna stay there, because it is like a piece of plastic. So these dolls that are vinyl, they have a cloth body, and sometimes you can find full vinyl dolls, but those are just like way harder than even silicone, because it's just this material for their body, and so they're very, very stiff. If you want them for displaying purposes, or to be able to like have them in outfits that show the cloth body and stuff, or just like the body, then it's good for that. But for me, I like cuddling my reborns, and so that just wouldn't really work for me if it was full plastic body. But they only make like a few of them. Anyways, so they will always have a cloth body. Vinyl dolls, they usually have full arms and full legs. This is an older kit, and so nowadays they have kits that have full arms and full legs. So you would be able to dress them in an outfit that goes up to here, because the legs will go up to here. It would just come right out of the body. So it will have full arms and legs most likely. It depends on the kit that you buy. And then it'll just have a cloth body. So I really like that, so you can dress them in cute outfits, but you can't see their cloth body right here. These bodies are totally fine as well. All you do is put a short sleeve onesie on them, and then you will never be able to see the cloth body. The cool things about a vinyl doll is that they can be painted really realistic. Silicone dolls can be painted realistic, but it's really hard to find a really good artist. There is a few artists that can paint silicone that looks like a real baby, but you will be paying probably around $10,000 to $20,000 to get a super realistic silicone doll. So for vinyl, you can find artists who can paint really, really, really realistic dolls for around $1,000. If you go lower than that, depending on the artist, they will still be realistic. And so that is way more affordable than a $3,000 doll. They also can be more personalized. You can paint like scratches, or they have veins. They have rooted eyelashes. You can do rooted eyelashes. You can have like little veins and little like capillaries, and you can paint really nice painted eyebrows. And the tiny little details that you can get on a vinyl is way better than you can get on a silicone doll. For her, as you can see, she doesn't really have any veins. Oh, kind of right there. You can see one vein right here on her arm, and a couple other like blue undertones. One more vein right there, but it's hard to get the tiny details on her. As you can see, she has like some blotchiness on her cheeks and her forehead, and then her eyebrows and stuff, but there's not a lot of depth. Where here she has a lot of details. She has some baby acne, she has blue undertones, some really nice veins that babies usually have. This is not as realistic as they paint now, so she's not going to have as much details as I do nowadays, but she is pretty realistic compared to her, which she has pretty much just like blotches on her head, you know. So yeah, you can pick pretty much like any style face with a vinyl doll. You can pick open eyes with vinyls. I mean, you can have silicone too, but you can personalize them to have like any color hair, open eyes, sad looking, happy looking, sleeping, all that fun stuff. And you can also you can personalize these way more easily to be preemie size, newborn, 0 to 3 months, and you can also make it a boy or a girl, and they don't have any private parts, so you can change their clothes and then it can be a boy, or change them into girl clothes and it can be a girl. So, and they also are very cuddly, so you can just wrap their arms up like this, and they can just wrap up in a little swaddle blanket. They are also weighted, so you can just curl them up just like this, which is super cuddly and nice. Like, I prefer vinyl dolls so I can cuddle them and they feel nice in my arms. So yeah, these dolls are weighted, so they will be feeling just like a real baby. They'll be like usually around like 4 to 6 pounds depending on the doll and how big it is, but they will have a floppy weighted head, weighted arms and body, so when you hold them they will feel like a real baby in your arms. So yeah, that is mostly the details about the difference between a silicone and a vinyl doll. If you have any more specific questions, let me know down in the comments and I will answer them. I'm a little bit biased towards vinyl dolls. I do prefer them. But if you guys have any more comments about why, what's the difference between them, put it down in the descriptions, in the comments, so people can read it and can see. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys liked the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.